What's up, everybody?
Welcome in. Sorry, we are running late. Technology was not on our side tonight. The baby going to sleep was not on our side tonight.
Yeah, no.
It's a Wednesday night. Typical Wednesday night.
Is it Wednesday? It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Went to my school today. It was very weird. Had to turn in my computer. Didn't get to clean my classroom.
Could have cleaned his classroom. Chose not to clean his classroom.
I walked into it, and it was just like, oh, I'm going to shut that, and I'm going to come back later. So, man, I'm not ready for that at all. No.
So, let us know in the comments how you guys are doing, how y'all are hanging in there. Have you packed up your classroom?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we talked about on Monday night's episode. It was a great episode, by the way. If you didn't catch that one, you can still catch it live on Facebook or on Instagram, where we talked about wrapping up the school year and different activities and things that you can do with your kids, but also as teachers, how we are coping with this crazy end to the school year. So that is still on Monday night's episode, but let us know, have you cleaned out your classroom? Are you done with all of the things? Are you still going strong with distance learning? Because I know some of you guys are still up until June. So let us know how those things are going for you.
Is it fun? Is it hard? It probably isn't a lot of fun, but...
Got them all pulled up. All right.
Yeah,
we are going to monitor all the comments. We can see. By the way, if you did not submit a question for Bakari and you still want to, you can use the question feature on Instagram down below. I have the questions for those of you who submitted them to my stories earlier in the day. And so we are going to bring Bakari, our good friend Bakari Sellers. He just published his book, My Vanishing Country. We're going to have him in here to talk tonight and to share about his book and the amazing things that he is doing. But before we do that, we just want to chat with you guys, see how y'all are doing this week.
Yeah. Someone said that, they're already done. They had a drive-by with the thing, principal, drive-through pickup. A lot of drive-through pickups with, that's how it was today for me too. Like they were in the masks. They were opening the doors without touching them. And I had to turn my computer that way.
So last week of Zooming with students,
June
go up
5th.
Until June 5th. Wow. But already packed up a classroom. I think that's true of a lot of people is the fact that, there's a little silver lining. I don't know if it's really a silver lining, but a little silver lining is the fact that you get to have everything packed up before the end of the school year and things can kind of happen simultaneously, if that's a silver lining at all. But
I think the best advice that we got the other night from all those fantastic teachers was just to end the year and just have closure in any way that you can.
Yeah.
In the normal way that you probably would even if you did have a classroom. So don't try to think out of the box. Do what you can with your students to have that closure, at least for this year.
Yeah. And another thing is that there's so many uncertainties heading into next year, but trying not to focus on that right now. And I reminded you guys at the end a lesson that I am still trying to tell myself daily. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So just keep that in mind. This is going to be a journey that we are all going to go on together into new territory. So just keeping that in mind. But
on Facebook, they're saying that they're doing virtual science camp this week.
What?
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
That is neat.
What is virtual science camp? I want to know more about that. So if that was your comment, let us know. What does that look like? That's so fun. I love that.
Yeah, just like taking whatever you can and making it fun and exciting, using probably things inside of your home that you can do science projects with. So really cool.
Yeah, I love that. That's like a great, that's really a great idea. Sorry, I love that idea, whoever shared that, because on Monday we did talk about different things that you could do to end the year, but since you can't necessarily, I know some people have figured out field days, like they're even having virtual field days, virtual spirit weeks, virtual talent shows, like the creativity with teachers is endless, clearly. But if you can't do field days, or if you're like, I can't figure that out, that would be a fun way to end the year.
Absolutely.
Is to do some easy science projects like making Play-Doh with cornstarch and conditioner, or easy tie-dye at home, because that's such a big thing and all you need is food coloring. So,
you don't need a lot.
That's really, I love that. That's an awesome idea. So kind of going off of Monday's episode, Wade and I tonight, like I said, Bakari is going to be our special guest, and he's going to be here in just a few minutes. But we're so excited to chat with Bakari because I think that most people know this, but Wade and I currently live in Atlanta, but we actually are from, I say I'm from, I was born in Indiana, but I moved to South Carolina when I was 3 years old. And so I lived in South Carolina the majority of my childhood and even my adult
most of your adult life so far.
Or have I lived? I don't know. It's kind of like it's kind of like a toss up now. But we both. So Wade actually taught at a school for 1 year prior to moving to my school. And if you read the wild card, this is all part of the book and all part of the story. But Wade moved to my school to teach at Pendleton Elementary School, and so it's really cool because Bakari is also from South Carolina.
Yes, and what's really weird is we have so much in common. Just even like with age and kind of just the culture that we grew up in, because we both grew up in South Carolina at the same age. And as I was reading his book today, I was like, man, I can literally imagine us being in the same classroom and doing these things together. And if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about him walking to the first day of class and the kids wearing their clothes and showing off their clothes for the first day. And I was like, man, that's what, like, we all lived for that, right? And so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be not Southern, but country.
From the country.
There's a difference.
If you're joining us and you are from the country, let us know that there's country folk in the house. I talked about this on my story the other night, that country food is the best food. I'm sure we can get into a big old debacle with people on here, but country food is the best food. But Wade wanted to start off, before we get Bakari in here, just to get in the mood, since we all are from the South. If you can't tell by our Southern accents, I think that Wade disagrees. Wade thinks that I have a stronger Southern accent. So we're gonna clear this up once and for all.
Can you do polls on these?
That's too complicated. We can barely get it to do what it needs to do right now. So, if you think, let us know in the comments, who has the stronger Southern accent.
All right, so I'll say that too. So who do you think has the stronger Southern accent?
Is it myself?
Is it myself?
Oh, no, you stop. He is trying to speak. He's speaking completely different.
I'm not. Okay. Wait. Let me just say something. I'm not speaking completely different. This is how I always speak. What do you think about this, Hope King? There we go. Is that how I speak, Chase?
Well, okay.
Wade King's a liar.
See?
the Chase
It depends on if he's tired or if he's not tired. But everybody's saying that it's me, and I disagree.
I've always heard that it's you.
I've always heard.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have it. Like, I'm proud of it.
They said that we don't have a strong accent.
I don't. I really want one. She is in denial.
Sarah.
It's Miss King.
Come on.
Yeah. You have to say the word y'all.
Y'all.
I mean, that's Southern, no matter who
Wade has lived in the South his entire life.
Yeah, so I grew up in all around South Carolina. So I was born in Florence, which is near the coast. And then I moved from there to North Carolina for a little bit. But then I moved to Anderson, which is where Hope pretty much grew up. Which she grew up in the country, like right outside of Anderson. And so I moved there for a long period of time.
Guys, it's not
upstate,
me.
And then North Myrtle Beach, back to the coast.
So
I have a little bit of a mixture.
So, funny story, and then Wade has a little test for me to see if I really know the country. So, we moved from Indianapolis, Indiana, which is in the north.
Not we, that'd be.
Okay, sorry. My family and I moved to South Carolina from Indianapolis, Indiana, and all of my family is extremely northern, like all of my immediate family, and so they have nothing, like no Southern accent whatsoever. And so we moved down south, and of course I instantly pick it up, and of course my family gives me, like, every time we go home, still I get it to this day. But my brother was in kindergarten, and my brother even now, like, Justin does not have a Southern accent.
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yes.
He really doesn't.
Yeah, Chase is saying
not
yes.
very much.
He does.
Not very much at all. But
yeah, he does.
Maybe I just don't hear things the right way.
It.
I don't think he has a Southern accent. But anyways, so it was his kindergarten year, and my mom takes him to meet his teacher. Well, we are straight up in the country with extremely Southern accents. And so my mom takes him in there to meet his teacher for the first time, and she says, "Why, Justin, we're just so happy to meet you."
That's right.
And my brother, as a little kindergartner, turned to my mom and said, "Mom, have you moved me out of the United States of America?" Because he did not understand anything about a Southern accent, and yet here we are, extremely Southern. I will take it. Apparently, say orange. Orange.
You country.
How do you say orange? You say orange.
All right, wait.
They're saying to say orange.
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 It's two completely different words.
She doesn't say it right.
Say, what are the nuts called?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What are the nuts called?
Okay. This is okay. Those nuts that you can pick off of a tree. Someone write it in here. What am I talking about? You can pick it off of a tree and it's made and it has ice cream. Ice cream.
Daniel should be on this episode tonight for real.
It's crayon. Yeah, I say crayon.
Crayon. Okay, so.
All right, wait.
How do you pronounce this word?
Someone tell me. Okay, they said it on the on the
that
Facebook.
word. How do you say it?
Yeah.
Say it, Wade.
Say it together. 3, 2, 1.
Pecan.
She says, I'm going to eat my pecans.
That's what it is. It is pecan.
It is a stinking pecan.
It's pecan.
It's from a pecan tree, and you eat pecan pie. I will say this: whenever I eat the ice cream, I say pecan ice cream, but I think it's because ice cream is fancy.
No.
So it's pecan. It's pecan.
It's pecan.
It is pecan. Don't make fun of me. Get the mess out of here. Hayward, what do you say? Do you say pecan or pecan? Please back me up, Hayward.
Okay.
Please.
So Wade is going to test my ability to understand the country language. Oh my gosh, she'll have me crying. I'm going to take my pecan self. What are some other good words that we could test out?
We'll get someone to say it.
Y'all, if y'all are saying pecan, y'all are trying. Y'all are trying to say that. You have to try to say pecan. Like, you have to try.
It's
pecan,
because they don't want to sound... They don't want to sound...
Pecan just comes... Levon, how do you... She says it differently than both of us.
Who?
Levon. How do you say it, Levon?
She's like from... She ain't even from around here. She don't know.
Let's see. Okay.
Nah, Levon. I love Levon.
All right.
Bless your heart. Yeah, bless your heart. Bless it.
Yeah,
bless it.
Okay, so let's go.
All right.
Test me, and then Bakari's gonna be here in 3 minutes. We actually do have some content for y'all tonight. Sorry, guys. But this was just some fun. We wanted to have some good old Southern charm fun.
All right, here we go.
That's a show, by the way. Okay.
It is.
All right, go.
All right. So
I'm not even gonna look.
Number one, everybody.
First of all, what do we do? What are you having me do? Because I don't even know.
These are all just different phrases, different lifestyles, different things that's associated with being country.
Okay.
And specifically some just South Carolina in general.
Okay. Let me know if you are country. Let me know if you're from the country. Let me know in the comments. Just put the word put the word country so I can see how many people are in here that they claim they're from the country. So I can see if they're gonna know.
We'll see how country you guys are. Carolina, South Carolina, the real Carolina you are.
All right.
The main ingredient or seasoning that us country folk put on everything.
Lowry seasoned salt.
That is correct. Ding 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 ding. You got to give them a chance. Lowry's.
Oh, sorry.
Lowry's
This is no joke that Wade uses Lowry's. I promise you, in ice cream, like on every thing.
Chase,
it is not just a little bit. It is like no wonder I swell.
Chase, is she lying?
She is not.
She is not lying.
No wonder I
It was
swell.
on the broccoli tonight.
No wonder.
It was on the broccoli
When
tonight.
Wade, I'm telling you, every night I'm like, I feel so
Why
bloated.
not?
It is because so much salt, like salt. Seriously, crazy. Okay.
You put it on some French
All
fries.
right, so
Okay.
Lowry's
All right.
for the country folk. Okay.
So this is a phrase.
Okay.
This is when you are just stuffed. You've eaten a lot of food. All right. Don't finish it. I know you already know it. All right. I'm full as a tick on a blank blank blank.
This is what
I'm
Wade
full
says.
as a tick on a blue blank blank. So what is that?
You already gave him half of it.
I know. I helped him out. I'm full as a tick
Okay.
on a blue.
Let's see if they go.
Not stuffed pig. No, that's
full
that's
as a
Southern.
tick. Full as a tick is Southern. That's all you need. But Wade has this
Full as a tick
saying.
on a blue blank blank. Full as a tick on a blue blank blank.
It is full as a tick on a blue tick hound.
On a blue tick hound.
Hound.
Like a
blue
dog.
tick hound. Somebody had
Someone
it.
knew it. Yes.
Somebody had it.
Full as a tick on a blue tick hound. That's right there. All right. Here's another one. All right.
Okay.
So this is I don't know if you'll get this one, okay? And there are two phrases of this. I'll go over what we used to say in North Myrtle Beach. All right. So instead of joning on somebody, making fun of them, telling them jokes, making just whatever, what do we say
You
in
already said it.
Carolina?
You said the word. You're really bad at this.
No, I haven't said it.
Yeah, you have.
Instead of joking or joning or making fun of somebody,
okay.
what do we say?
I think I know. I think I might know.
If you know,
I think I know.
Wait.
I think I know.
No, we ain't picking on you.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. We're picking on them.
No, we ain't. No. See, that's Southern.
Oh, is it joshing?
Josh, it's close. It's close. It's called. So we in North Myrtle Beach, we would just say you're bull jiving. Bull jive.
I have never heard bull jive.
Because you from the upstate with those highfalutin folks.
I've never heard bull
from the
jiving.
Upstate. Bull jiving. You bull jiving. You jive. Never heard of jive before? This is
I've
bull
heard
jiving.
of it, but
yeah,
okay.
But bull jiving. All right.
Bull jiving.
So next one. Here we go. Sorry, my credit cards are falling out.
Apparently, okay. So that's one. Right. Okay. What's the next one? I think I've got the rest of them.
Oh, okay. When you're acting crazy, like you just know what's going on, you're running around like with his head cut off.
Oh, well, everybody's heard this, and you just gave it away.
Let's see if they
Running
know.
around like a chicken with their head cut off.
See if they know.
Come on, that is not country. That is just everybody.
I had to give you one.
That's literally everybody. Come on, that was not even good.
All right, I had
that
to
was
give
not
you
even
one.
good. We've got to do better than that. See, everybody knows it. Okay.
What do you think is in this tremendous dish? It is called Low Country Boil. You know. Let's see if they know. What is in a Low Country Boil? What would be in a low...
I don't even know that I do know this because I don't like it at all.
Well, you should.
I mean, I think I know.
You should know one main ingredient.
I know the main ingredients, but...
You should know one main ingredient.
Okay. Low Country Boil.
You probably know two.
So, there's different things.
All right, go ahead.
Shrimp.
Yep.
Corn.
Yep.
Sausage.
Sure.
Shrimp, corn, sausage. I feel like there's more seafood.
I mean, those are definitely the main ones. Potatoes, you can throw potatoes in there.
And you
can
like
throw some
you put
crab
it in a pan
there,
and
but
you
not
cook
really.
it, and then you like dump it out on a table.
But you're missing one special ingredient.
Lowry seasoned sauce.
You gotta douse it with the Lowrys.
Gosh.
You gotta have the Lowrys.
You gotta have it like paper on your table,
Yeah.
like brown paper, and you pour out the whole thing, and everybody just puts their grimy paws in the food and eat. Like, that ain't happening now. COVID cut the Low Country Boil out. That is not my style, folks.
All right. Instead of saying...
How many more do we have?
Just maybe one or two.
Okay.
So instead of saying like, hey bro, what's up? What might I say? I haven't said this in a while. I just remember I used to say it a lot of times at the gym.
Oh, yeah, I've got
Let's
it.
see if they know. Instead of saying, hey bro, what do you think?
I know what it is.
We say.
I know what it is. All right, let's see. They got it. They got it.
Who?
Somebody got it.
Where?
I see it right there. At the end. Hold on. No, it's not howdy. It's not hey y'all.
Howdy. What? Who do you? I am not from Tejas.
I know what it is. It's
not hey
y'all.
Bo.
It's hey Bo.
Bo. Hey Bo.
Hey Bo.
What's up, Bo? Hey Bo.
Nobody got that.
Nope.
I think that is a Waking original. I don't think that has anything to do.
Josh Black.
I remember.
I mean, all the time. Like, hey Bo.
Nobody says the word Bo.
Well, you better start. You better start. Oh, I got a great one. Oh no. I
okay,
can't because I get away.
Okay, well, you've got one more. So.
All right. Unique fact. Oh, I'll ask you this question, and you know this. You should, because I tell you all the time.
Okay.
What?
We should have just done country trivia. That's essentially what this is.
So this is specifically South Carolina. That's not redneck. Get that mess out of here.
What? What did they say is redneck?
That's redneck. I don't know. All right. So South Carolina is known for a main export. What is this export? And it is.
Know this.
People try to take it from us all the time, and I'm like, no, nah.
I know this.
So what is that export? What is South Carolina? And don't look it up. Don't you Google it. I've told you, Layla. I see you in here. I told you before.
It's peaches.
It's peaches. Yeah, peach. Someone just said it. Oh, peaches. Yep. Layla knew it. Look at that.
Boiled peanuts.
Layla
No. But we do love some boiled peanuts.
Love some boiled peanuts, but peaches. We have more peaches in South Carolina than Georgia, than anyone else. So if you go up to Gaffney, there's this huge, what is it? Water tower.
Yeah.
It's shaped like a peach. It looks like a butt is what it looks like. It's real funny.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for indulging in our country language. But Bakari is now here, and so we want to bring him on. And I don't know, maybe you should ask Bakari a couple of those and see if he's got him down. I don't know. It might be the hardest question he's been asked all day. I'm going to see if I can get Bakari in on Instagram, and then we're going to pull him in on Facebook as well. So let me see if I can make this work tonight better than the other night. Okay, I don't see Bakari on Instagram.
Bakari, you on Instagram too?
Which one do
There
I
he
mute?
is.
Which one do I mute?
Which one
Is he
does
live?
mute?
Is he live on the Facebook? Oh, you live on the
there.
Facebook
I
right
see. I
now.
think
Okay,
I saw
we see you.
Okay.
You're good. We're
You can,
adding you.
You can mute whichever one you want.
How you doing? First of all,
He's trying to get himself.
I'm doing
muted.
great. Hey guys.
There we go.
there he is. We got you.
And we did it.
Is there any echo, guys? Can we say, is there any echo? Are we good?
You're perfect. You're good.
Hey, man.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm out here just trying to be great, trying to be like Hope and Wade King. That's my goal in life.
Well, we're trying to be like you. So, Bakari, before you got on here, Wade just put myself and the viewers through this whole test of essentially how country are you? Like, do you know what's going on in the country type of thing with certain specific words? So, do you want to test Bakari?
Yeah. Do you want to play real quick?
Sure. Did I get rid of the echo? Did I get rid of the echo? Because there was a little echo. Are we good now?
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Perfect.
So, as I was reading your book today, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like, I identified with so many different aspects of just being country in general that I was like, "Oh my gosh, I did that! I remember that!" Like, and it's really crazy that you and I are like exact same age. So while I was listening and reading the book, I was like, "Man, I could literally see us being in the same class, doing these same things, talking about it." So it just made it just really, really cool. So I'm going to ask a few. Hope actually did pretty good. She's a transplant from Indiana. So I know. The first one I'm going to ask you is going to deal with, we'll start off with a simple one, with low country boil. What are the, let's say, top 3 ingredients in low country boil?
Shrimp, sausage, corn, and potatoes.
No stutter.
I really don't play.
No stutter. He did. All right. All right. Next one. All right. Now this was a little bit different. Okay. I want to see if you know what we said in North Myrtle Beach. It was a little bit different. Okay. All right. You talked about like when you walked into the classroom and they were joking on your clothes and they were joning on you and all of that. Yeah. Chase, just leave them up. Oh, you can't? Oh, okay. So, yeah. So what'd you say?
Jiving.
All right. So what do you think we said in North Myrtle Beach? It was jiving, but we put something in front of it.
I don't know. Dissing, jiving.
Bull jiving.
Yeah.
Bull
That's because
jiving.
y'all were really country in North Myrtle Beach. They didn't even let
Next
y'all
level.
go down to regular Myrtle Beach. Y'all had to stay up there. It was like they let you hang out in Aner. That's where you guys.
And Conway.
That's where they let you hang out. Yeah.
All right. One more. Let's see. Now I don't know if you'll know this one. When you're really full of food, you're full as a tick on a blank.
I don't know. I know ticks get full and they die on animals. I mean, I don't know.
This may just be a me thing.
This is a Wade thing.
I'm full as a tick on a blue tick hound.
Yeah, that's you. You made
never
that
heard
up.
that? All right.
Never.
I'll give you
It's an
one
original.
more. Okay. Yeah. I heard this too, and Hope. Did you get this one?
I don't know what you're about to say.
Okay.
I feel like I should read your mind.
Instead of saying hey bro, or what did you guys say? What did we say? Instead of hey bro, what's up? We say what's up?
Hey, Bo. Hey, Bo.
Hey, Bo. Yep, Bo. Same thing.
But we definitely say Bo a lot.
Yeah, we say Bo a lot.
No judgment coming from Hope, right? I can see the judgment like right here.
No,
She's being country. What part of Indiana are you from? Oh,
Indianapolis. But I moved to South Carolina when I was 3, and everybody says that I have the stronger Southern accent, so I fully own.
Yeah.
I fully own. Okay, so finally, before we get into the actual reason that we're all coming together tonight, okay, the nut that's on a tree. How do you pronounce that nut? It starts with a P.
A pecan.
It's a pecan, Bakari.
It is not a pecan.
Proper sophisticated. No, it's a pecan.
I thought you and I saw eye to eye on so many things, and here we go. You just.
It's a pecan. I hated picking pecans. We had a big pecan tree in the front, and we used to have to go out there and pick those things, and I hated it. Oh my God, pecan pie is my favorite pie, but it's almost dramatic for me to think about it.
He says it's just so naturally pecan.
Pecan.
I can't, guys.
It's pecan. But I do say pecan ice cream for some weird reason.
So pronounce P-E, Hope. What is that?
P-E? Well, phonetically, it would be P.
And, okay, so what does C-A-N? I'm like doing a teacher training.
Phonetically, it would be can. But
So
when you put it together, it's pecan. It's like silent letters and sounds that get mixed in the middle.
Oh, you added an accent over the A. Okay. She made the word French. I got it.
And that's why he went to college at 16.
Exactly. Right there. Oh, goodness. All right, so we are going to hop into, like I said, that was some fun. So thank you for having some fun with us, Bakari. We always like to bring out our, inner countryside.
That's right.
But we want you to introduce yourself. Obviously, most everybody in here, I'm sure, already knows about you and who you are, but we're going to give you the light and let you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
So first of all, I'm sorry I'm late, guys. I was actually doing an event with Charlemagne the God at the Center for Fiction. I had a book to come out yesterday entitled My Vanishing Country. You see that little handsome boy over my shoulder. Please go pick it up. It's an awesome book. It's my truth and my heart. Thank you so much, guys. Look at the socks on that boy. Do you see the socks? I'm a CNN political commentator, former member of the South Carolina State House of Representatives. But my greatest accomplishments are husband and father. So I'm right now just trying to balance all of those things. I have an amazing set of twins that are 16 months old. I have an amazing 14-year-old daughter, a beautiful bride, and had such a tough year last year just with, my wife's pregnancy and my daughter getting a liver transplant, that we are just counting every single day that even while we're in quarantine is joy. And so I'm happy to be able to hang out with you guys for a few minutes. It's been a long week, but when Wade asked me to jump on, I said, of course.
Well, we always love chatting with you, and thank you because we've seen, we follow you and how crazy busy you've been, and a book release is no easy task, that's for sure. So we're so excited to be able to celebrate with you for just a little while.
Yeah, and we think it's so important that our community knows about your book because our community, they're educators, and I've already learned so much. As I was reading this, I was like, I need a class on this book. Like, it's one of those things that's super powerful, and it's one thing that we are super passionate about, and we love it. I'm only about halfway through because it's so in-depth, and I'm like, man, I wish I could just recite all of these individuals' names and the stories that go behind that, and the passion that you have with wanting to continue carrying that torch and your why behind everything that you do. I mean, you exude it, and it showed last year. You just spoke about how your family was going through all those turmoils last year, and we reached out to you and we're like, hey, we want to do this for educators in South Carolina, and you jumped on it, and it meant a lot.
You one of the things that I talk about in this book a lot is trauma, whether or not it's being the child of a movement and my father being shot in the Orangeburg massacre, whether or not it's the Charleston massacre and my good friend Clemente Pinckney, who was the pastor of Mother Amy Church, or whether or not it's my family going through what they go through. It's my trauma may not be the same as your trauma, but hopefully you can see perseverance. And I want people to have a sense of pride when they read this book. I want people to get a sense of understanding when they read this book. Understanding is actually more important. Because it talks about the plight of others. And once we're able to get understanding, then we can have things like compassion, and then we've had things like empathy. And we can begin to have these difficult conversations that people for so long have been afraid of. And so that's why I wrote My Vanishing Country. And it's my truth. And I'm just doing the very best that I can.
Yeah, can we back up just a little bit, because I know that Wade and I have been reading it. Wade, literally, I'm not kidding. Wade has been talking about this book nonstop all day long, like so many different things. But can you just back up and just explain a little overview of what the book is about, kind of your purpose for writing it?
So, and this is, I know we have people watching on all these different streams. I wanted to write a political book. I wanted to write a book about growing up in the age of Donald Trump from my perspective, and nobody wanted to buy it. So I got turned down like 20 times to write this book. And it was, you write sample chapters, you write proposals, you go to meetings, and nobody wanted to hear my thoughts. And finally, a young lady named Tracy Sherrod sat down with me, and she wanted to hear my story. And I told it to her, and she invited me back to HarperCollins and Amistad, and I got a chance to tell my story, and I gave them all of the pain and trauma that I lived through, along with this historical context and overlay. And so people can understand where we've come from, but also understand, where we can go from here, using my life and using that historical context. It's not and I tell people this all the time. I'm really proud that I didn't write a partisan book at all. It's not a partisan. It has politics in it because politics affects every part of our lives. But this is this truly is a book that deals with so much more. And so the crazy thing is people are like, I wrote this book in like 4 to 5 months, which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
You got to turn it in and get it edited. But I wrote it in 4. The reason I had to write it so fast is because the Big Dog book comes out this fall, Barack Obama's book, and he's going to like the life out of, and people are going to use their, $26 to buy Barack Obama's book. They're not buying anybody else's book. They might use a free credit on yours if you got a book coming out in the fall. But you're not going to buy anybody else's book. And so I had to finish it. And people ask me all the time, they're like, man, but you're coming out during the middle of a pandemic. And I'm like, well, the pandemic is showing the systemic racism we have in this country. And then Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. And I'm just thinking, I was like, this book is evergreen, because if it would have come out 4 months earlier or 4 months later, we still would have been talking about these issues, and it would have still been right on time. And so I'm just thankful that the reception it's getting has been really good. We had a great launch yesterday. It kind of kicked off last week, kind of incidentally, with my being able to go on Trevor Noah. I'm on the Breakfast Club in the morning. I have a special surprise that I can't tell people yet, but I'm showing up on a much different venue on Saturday morning than people are used to seeing me. So I get a chance to go and say some hellos to some old friends of mine. And I'm just fortunate. I'm excited, and I'm more than anything, my heart is filled with just being grateful. And people are loving my Denzel, Mark, and Jerry.
You killing it.
What do you call it? Your quarantine?
Quarantine sexy? Is that right?
My Corona sexy. My Corona sexy. I work hard. Corona sexy. Honestly though, I say that with only like partly in jest, because I tell people that you gotta come out of this quarantine spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically healthier. And I told my wife I wasn't gonna put on the COVID-19. I wasn't gonna put on the 19 pounds that came with it, because you can. My refrigerator looks at me sometimes like, can you get out of here? And so I'm just dedicating myself to just trying to be as mentally and physically sound as I can. And I know that's hard for some people, but that's one of the goals that we set.
I love that. I mean, that's the same for us
here.
Yeah,
we just keep each other accountable and keep pushing that way. Yeah, heck yeah.
So the book is called, sorry, Bakari, go ahead.
I'm saying it's hard with babies.
Yes.
Well, you got two
and you
of
have
them running around.
And we do man-to-man defense in my house. You get a kid and you guard him. Do not let that kid out of you. Do not let your man score. That's what we do. I mean, that's how we play defense. Now, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, how old are Stokely and Sadie? They're just a tad older than Maverick.
Yeah, 16 months.
16, yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, parenting during quarantine has its own special little challenges that go along with it. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're watching him. Right?
Yeah, we got the baby monitor all ready to go.
But then I have a 14-year-old who wants to go hang out with her boyfriend or see friends, or why? When is this over? Why do we have to do this? Blah 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 blah. And so it's just
Yeah. It's good. It's good times being a parent, right? But the book is called My Vanishing Country, and they can buy it wherever books are sold, right, Bakari?
Right. You can go to your independent bookstores, go to Barnes and Noble, go to wherever you want to go. Go to Amazon and click away. Yesterday we made it up to. We're now a Amazon bestseller, so that's a plus.
Congratulations!
So we're doing that, and I want people to get one for the young people in their lives. If you're a teacher, get one and if you want to make a bulk buy, just DM me. I'll help you get, discounts and make sure you can get the book where your schools are. I want people to get it for Father's Day. I didn't think about this, but Bishop Jakes made this kind of plea when we spoke this week. He said, for single mothers who are raising young Black men, this is a great book, not just for your sons, but for you as well. And so we're working really hard. And the reason I want it to be a New York Times bestseller is not so I can put it in my Twitter bio, although it is going in my Twitter bio, but because it was so hard for me to get this opportunity, I want this book to do extremely well so that other young people, other people of color, other young voices from the South will get an opportunity to share their stories as well. And so please, whatever you all can do, I'd be greatly appreciative.
Yeah, and just before we move on real quick, I mean, going back to Bishop Jakes with what he was talking about with mothers, I think that's very reciprocal and very similar to any educator. Because at the end of the day, the kids all kids are sitting in our classrooms, and we are kind of those parental figures all throughout the day. So we need to understand stories like yours to impact and to touch and to understand where kids are coming from. Two of my favorite parts of the book, you talk about your father a lot, you talk about your family a lot. I love at the beginning when you tell the story about how you guys had rent for the community and the homes, and he went away for a little bit, but he was that type of generous man who was like, hey, you just pay what you can, but old mama came in, she don't play.
Oh, mama got every ounce of rent. Oh, our properties never made that much money. So they paid it. People knew that when rent time came, like we're talking about like $375 for an apartment or something, and my dad would be like, all right, just give me $300, whatever. And my mom would be like, nah, I'm going to stay here till you give me the whole $375. And Gwen didn't they just had a different outlook on business. So,
I mean, I think there's a lot to that. Like, there's so much more that I just want to, we'll do it later. But I mean, just that little story in itself is so deep into who she was and I mean, just who she raised. Like, you talked about all your family members and how different y'all were.
Like most Black women, she didn't play no games, and people knew, and they had that level of respect for her when she came through the neighborhood. This is a love story to the South. It's a love story to my mom. As you get later in the book, right, you'll see it's a love story to my father, a love story to my community, a love story to historically Black colleges and universities, and a challenge to the church, and a challenge to this country. I feel like I love this country so much that I can challenge it to be a more perfect union, and that's what I try to do.
Well, so for those of you that are just coming in, a lot of you are asking the name of the book. It is My Vanishing Country, and you can get it wherever books are sold. So make sure you check it out.
Everybody's got the Amazon.
Yes.
Just go there.
So, Bakari, we had some of educators submit questions, and so I do want to hit a couple of those because I know that they want to hear from you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a couple of them. Let me see if I can pull them up. Okay. What is one piece of advice that you would give teachers in developing their classroom culture?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. So in developing a classroom culture, I'm a big proponent of having experiences, teaching and lecturing and having teaching from a book or a manual or a workbook are always good. But what's better is to have experiences, and you have these experiences, and with that, you create a culture of expectation, of higher expectation. And so I'm of the belief, just very simply put, that you can't teach a kid of color to be a doctor if they've never seen a doctor of any type of color. The same thing with the lawyer, et cetera, et cetera. So you build these experiences and take kids as much as you can to see other things and touch other things. My father is a teacher, a professor in higher education. My mother was too, but even at that level, they were still talking about making sure that their students could smell it, touch it, taste it, feel it, see it, more than just watching it on a board or having someone lecture to them. So experiences create a culture of expectation. And I think that's the most important thing you can create in a classroom. I think the young people are so unique and they're so resilient that I think if we actually, and most teachers do, but as a larger community, if we believe in them, if we believe that they can be great, then we'll be surprised because in all likelihood, they'll exceed our level of expectation.
Mm.
Yeah. And, that's the representation side of things. And just when you were talking about that got me, just really thinking about simple things that schools do, such as career days, right? And making sure that those career days have representation exactly like you were talking about so that kids can identify, all students can identify with someone in a certain field or something that they want to become. They've got to see themselves represented in that.
The same thing with books and read alouds and those type of things, just incorporating that as much as you can and creating those memories to connect those experiences too. They'll always remember those.
Yeah.
Or even having other people come and read or teach or just be present is always very valuable.
Yeah. Great ideas. Okay. What is something your teachers could have done differently to support you?
Oh.
My teachers actually poured so much into me that I'm really grateful. I was a unique kid, which I talk about in the book. I was a weird kid. I was more like an old soul type mix. I was really young. I was somebody you probably did not want in your class. When I went to high school, I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college at 16, went to law school at 20, got my law degree by the time I was 23. I didn't necessarily get bored easily, but I enjoyed a challenge. I just wasn't challenged much in school. I was in kindergarten for a semester, and then after Christmas, they put me in first grade. And then the next year, they put me in third grade. So I skipped 2 halves and a whole. And then they approached me when I was in 8th grade and tried to get me to skip 9th grade. But I refused to do that. My parents gave me the choice, and I said no because I was playing basketball. I had been with this group of peers. It also helped that I was like, I was the same size as everybody else. You couldn't tell that I'm younger. But my teachers, they kind of just let me be me, which is weird. They just let me kind of grow, and they challenged me when they could. I talk about my guidance counselors and how they were so afraid of failure that they, sometimes they didn't even want us to go to Morehouse College because the last person who went to Morehouse College failed. But all in all, I think it's a tough question that I can't really answer because maybe I blocked it out, but most of the teachers, Shirley Autry, Terenisa Carter, Mr. Henry Robinson, Miss Samuels, Miss Ravenel, Miss Miller, who I talk about in the book, Miss Harrell, Coach Barron. I still remember all my teachers. They were so awesome and gave me so much.
I think one thing that you said you would appreciate, though, is being challenged more. And as educators across the country, we hear that often. There are not really any federal funds for gifted and talented students. And so focusing on that and hearing you didn't directly say that, but you said that you enjoyed it. And so that's something that I think we all can take away from this is to continue to challenge those students who are sitting in your classroom, who are gifted like you. I'm not saying those teachers didn't try to do that. Just continuing to focus on that is important.
Yeah, it's hard because you have this one kid like myself who you put in the corner. I remember I was in first grade, and they would just put me in the corner, and I would have my own vocabulary words that I would have to read and study and learn my own little. We didn't have there was no gifted and talented section. Yeah. You just sit in the corner and you learn. You're going to learn second grade work, and all the kids were looking at me. They were like, "Why is he doing second grade stuff? He just got here from kindergarten. What are y'all doing?" I still remember the first day I walked into third grade. People were like, "Why are you in this classroom? Like you are in the wrong classroom." I was so prideful and so ready. They were like, "You are in the wrong classroom." But no, so shout out to everyone who's read the book so far, who's reading it. I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Thank
yes.
you.
Heck yeah.
I love this question. This came from one of our friends, Sarah, and she said, what initiative or project can white teachers support to act in allyship?
It's not a project, but it's called listening. So let's before we start doing projects, let's start doing the blocking and tackling first. And so let's try to listen and let's gain some understanding. because it doesn't make sense if you march with us if you don't understand why we're marching. Like it's more than just, somebody was murdered or, with interaction with law enforcement. Let's actually have a legitimate sense of understanding. And so but in order to be a better ally, let's focus on in talking about this book again. You can teach people algebra, and you can teach people Spanish, and you can teach people arithmetic, but you can't teach people blackness. And in this book, I want you to get a sense of understanding first. And so before we start talking about allyship and how we get to Z, let's understand the plight of the injustice and what people are going through, so we're better prepared to display some level of empathy and compassion. So listening and listening and understanding are the two things I would focus on first in allyship.
I mean, it's is obviously as white people and teachers, it's something that.
Oh, really? You surprised me.
We figure.
It's something that we are aware of, but it's very scary for us because I feel like that I will never understand. Like you talk about listening and understanding, and I'm like, I won't understand what it's like to wake up and have to look in the mirror and remind myself I have to do X, Y, and Z today. I can try to listen and I can try to learn. What advice would you give to someone like that, if there is advice?
You're not giving yourself enough credit. You're brilliant. You can. I think you are. I think you're more than capable of getting to that understanding. I'm not asking you to come out and adorn any type of blackness by any stretch. But what I am asking you to do is to simply, use your intellect and, what most white folk do is compartmentalize injustice to their lifetime. And so they look at it through a lens of what have I seen in my lifetime, and anything before that, I don't understand, and I'm not responsible for it, right? And so we have to have a truthful conversation, which are difficult conversations. And you have to be able to understand that when you're dealing with a student like Bakari Sellers or somebody who comes from Denmark or who comes from Orangeburg or comes from these areas, there is a lens of pain and trauma that goes along with that experience. And so I have faith that you can have that understanding. I mean, you're brilliant. And more importantly, you have the want. So that's not the problem by any stretch. But we do have to spend time listening, and we do have to spend time just trying to listen and understand and read. That's why I wrote my Vanishing Country, so that people can read the words on the page and have the lived experience of a black male in the South who believes in this country just as much as the next person.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We got two more questions. I want to talk to you all night, by the way.
I can listen to you all night. I probably will.
I got a twin who woke up last night at 1:30 in the morning and then kicked me in his sleep all night.
Oh.
He's wild.
He is.
Does he get it honest, Bakari? That's what I'm asking.
He gets it from his mama. Yes, he gets it honest.
We won't tell her you said that. Okay, so two more quick questions, and we're going to let you get some sleep because along with this
you got an early morning.
What concerns you most about public education pre and post pandemic?
Oh, my concerns haven't changed pre and post pandemic. My concerns have been the same. I mean, I come from a community where we have a corridor of shame and where kids go to school and their heating and air don't work. Their infrastructure is falling apart. We've been in schools together. And so until we value our public educators, until we give kids the ability and the resources to compete globally. I mean, we don't prepare children for a 21st century global economy. We have cultures of low expectation. My little people, my primary school kids in Denmark, they go to school in trailers. So when it rains, they have to walk through the mud. They go to school in trailers. And so I am, my pre and post pandemic concerns are going to be the same. Like, can we please get these kids the resources so that they compete on a global scale? I mean, the world is flat. and I'm not like Kyrie Irving saying that the world
Kyrie.
yeah, no, I am saying the world is flat like Friedman. And right now, a kid who graduates from Denmark Ola High School or Orangeburg Wilkinson, where I graduated from, is no longer just competing with the kid who graduates from Westlake High School in Atlanta. They're no longer competing with the kid who graduates from Miami-Dade High School or PS, whatever, in New York. They are now competing with kids who graduate in India. They're competing with kids who graduate from the American School in London, etc. Because the world is fundamentally flat, and we're all tied in this, this garment of destiny and kind of this network of mutuality, as King said. And we're not preparing our children for this. So my pre and post pandemic concerns are the same. I have faith, though, that in dealing with public health, that teachers will put the public health of their students before anything else.
Yeah, I do too. And I think the same is spoken for us too. I mean, our concerns and our focus has been, like you said, corridor of shame for a little over 3 years, just figuring out how we're going to do that and equip those teachers in those schools and help as much as we can. I mean, it's if anything has been seen during this pandemic, it's the inequalities and the inequities that kids have, not only in South Carolina, but all over the place. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so hopefully this has brought attention to that a little bit more for teachers, but yeah. We'll see.
All right, we've got one final question, then we're going to let you get some rest. Let me see. I just had it. Okay. How can educators leverage the global realization of the importance of educators? So since this pandemic, you've seen parents have a greater understanding of what it is that educators do on a daily basis, and the world, in a sense, understanding what is actually, to a degree, what is happening in classrooms and what it takes and what it means to educate students. So how do you think that educators can leverage that and use that to continue to advocate for all of our kids?
I find it's crazy, and it's like it's so ironic, and it's like tragic timing, because teachers were finally starting to begin to feel the full breadth of their political power. And now we have coronavirus and everybody's at home, right? And so now people are starting, they understand, they're saying it kind of half-heartedly. I know what it means to be a teacher now because I got to wake up in the morning and teach my kids, but I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about when teachers in South Carolina and Kansas and around the country were going to the Capitol. They were using their work days to go to the Capitol and actually fight. Because I will tell you this, there has been traditionally, especially in southern states, a great deal of apathy when it comes to the political process and teachers. And I know you're like, Bakari has the audacity to ask us to do more. I do. I really do. Because the only way that we're going to change the structure, these educational injustices where kids are punished because of the zip code that they're born into, the only way we're going to do that is if teachers actually realize their political power. That means talking to legislators. That means being at city council meetings. That means being on the city council, and utilizing their experiences as a collective. I mean, if you have 20,000 teachers in your state speaking in one voice, and I know it's hard to unify, but just on basic issues and principles about the condition by which they teach these kids go to school, you'll be surprised by the amount of change that you have. Nobody wants to get on the bad side of public school teachers, no matter how crazy their conservative points may be. Nobody wants to get on the bad side. And so when you read this book, one of the things that I tell people all the time is that you have to be intentional and purposeful. You have to be intentional and purposeful. And for far too long, teachers have done yeoman's work in the classroom. But outside of the classroom, they have let the political movements pass them by. And so I need them to be intentional and purposeful. And I'm not asking them to become, CNN political commentators, although that would be great. But I am asking them to make sure that they're involved in the process.
You can do that for us. You're fine. You're fine. We lean on you for that.
I will take it. Keep leaning on me and keep me in your prayers.
What would you say, just to follow up with that, just a quick question, what would you say, because a lot of teachers are like, okay, that's what we need to do. Like, I'm willing, I'm ready to start doing that. Where would you recommend that someone starts, that if they are like, I don't know where to begin?
Barack Obama answers this question better than most. I mean, it's so simple to get involved. Politics starts in church basements, eating cold pizza, making phone calls. When was the last time? And I hope you all ask this when you're in groups of teachers. When was the last time a teacher in that room went to a city council meeting? When was the last time they went to a school board meeting and, it wasn't about them or getting fired or suspended or one of their friends or they were being a witness or anything else? Right? Whose school board campaign are they working on? I'm going to vote for the person that's running for school board that the teachers in my district tell me they want. That just makes sense to me. And so I'm encouraging you to understand the simplistic nature of getting involved. We have these phones. I was going to pick it up. I'm like, where's my phone? I'm looking at it too. We have these phones. We have the wealth of knowledge of the entire world on our phones.
Yeah.
I mean, you can blog, you can tweet. When was the last time you wrote a letter to the editor about the condition of your school or lifting up a teacher? I mean, we have 77 people watching on your live. We have hundreds watching on Facebook. Thousands will probably consume this, we hope. Like, when was the last time that you as a teacher wrote a opinion piece about or a letter to the editor about something positive in your school? Because we know it ain't gonna be on the front page. So many times you have to be your own self-promoter. Right. So utilize that platform, utilize that energy, be intentional and purposeful. And I mean, just, what's crazy? Just as much as my teachers expect it from me, I expect more from our teachers. Because it's a shame that we have individuals who have devalued public education as much as they have. And the thing that's even more ashamed is we've let them. And so now it's time to, how people say, take our country back. Maybe you all can start a slogan. Now it's time to take our classrooms back.
Amen. That's good.
Write that down.
That is good.
There.
Well, Bakari.
The next one is going to cost you. That one's free.
Okay.
We'll take it. Seriously, thank you for challenging us.
Yes.
And I hope that others feel challenged as well. I know that Wade and I are both committed to, as you said, listening and learning and constantly continuing to grow because we truly take seriously what we do in classrooms every single day for all students, not just students who look like us. And we know that there's always things that we can do to learn and to do better and to know better. And so that starts with, like you said, reading. So thank you for your stories and thank you for this book because that helps us to continue to learn and continue to grow. So we know you are so busy and we know that congratulations again on your book release, but thank you for taking time.
And thank you all for going out and buying it. Please go on Amazon or wherever you buy books and click on it and buy a couple for your friends and family. I love you both. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you, Bakari.
Bye, buddy. Man.
The amazing Bakari Sellers, everybody. I will put a swipe up link in my stories too as well, so a way to his book. We both started reading it. We encourage you to read it because as you heard Bakari say, what is the number one thing that we can do to better ourselves for all of our students, and that's to listen. And so one of the best ways to do that and to get started with that is by reading stories and having an open mind and learning from people like Bakari. So he is so amazing. And
oh gosh,
we just look up to him as a father figure, as
a
just
friend,
a leader,
as a brother,
as a friend. Yeah, he's incredible.
Like, I mean, if I have a question, I'll text him and he'll text me right back. It doesn't matter what's going on. And same thing here. I mean, he is a parent, like you said. It's just great friend. Yeah. I wish I knew him when we were younger. I just wish we grew up together. That's all I wish. But seriously, if you haven't gotten the book, get it. It's on Audible as well, and Bakari reads it himself. It's really cool. It's like he's right there with you the whole time. But highly
Wade has been talking
recommend
about it all day long today. So thank you for joining us. We hope that was some good insight for you, some good challenges. I love the challenges that he gave us as educators to remember that although there is so much that we do, and we are not saying that you don't do incredible, phenomenal work, there is still more work to be done. And the best news is that we can all do that work together. So we've got to not just listen, but also listen, learn, understand, and take action. And that's what we're committed to doing. And we challenge you to be committed to doing that as well. So we will see you guys back, not this Friday, but we'll be back on Monday. So we're going to start Monday and Wednesday nights better together. And my phone is dying, so it's telling me it's the end. But thank you for joining us. Share this out, just like Bakari said.
Yep,
share this
it.
out. Get the news out about
Get
his
the book out. Get this.
Share it with all of your
this.
educator friends. It is definitely a read that we're
Yes.
going to focus on this summer. So we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We will see you back on Monday night. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.